I'm disappointed I got my haircut too soon. I wanted to just enjoy kind of a Fabio moment with my long COVID-19 hair. Just because one of the lessons today says that the king is enthralled with your beauty. Now that's a crazy idea, but it's from Psalm 45. It's a wedding psalm, and it's not really a wedding psalm just between a man and a woman. Ultimately, it's the wedding psalm between our King, Jesus, and his church, and that he is enthralled with our beauty. Why? Well, that's why I'm standing here in front of the baptismal font, because he has washed all of our sins away, and we look absolutely beautiful in his sight. And that's one of the reasons why I love to be in God's house. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean in this building, but in God's house in the sense of in his presence. And that fits in well with Psalm 42 and Psalm 43. They're really just one psalm. You'll see the connections there as you read it, where the psalmist is just longing, like a deer pants for water, to be in God's house, to be in God's presence, to be reminded, you know what? The king is enthralled with my beauty, not because of what I've done, but just because of what he's done. I need to be here and be reminded of that over and over again. And then the psalm kind of right in the middle, Psalm 44, is just a great psalm to be reminded that the Lord is smiling at you. You know, when you just feel absolutely defeated, remember, he isn't hiding his face from you. He is looking on you and smiling at you. That's really what the benediction at the end of the service is, that the Lord looks on you and he smiles on you. So it's great to be in God's house, in God's presence. And again, it's not about a building, because the gospel lesson for today, Luke chapter 20, verses 1 through 19, Jesus is in God's house, in the temple, and sad to say, even though he is in that building, the people reject him. So, even though they were in the right place, they really weren't in God's house like you and I can be. So, enjoy your reading today. Psalm 42 to 45 and Luke 20, verses 1 through 19. And just celebrate the fact that even though you may not have the long Fabio hair, the king is enthralled with your beauty.